I didn't even have a passport. I'd never been out of the country. My parents had taken me around the United States, but this was a really big deal. And the leadership told us to not be fearful, and the leader training was completely amazing. I didn't realize that until we had so much success on the trip. And that was at one of our devotions. They said, "Carla, share with us what you said yesterday." And I said, yeah, I said, "Oh my gosh, what you trained us to do, it worked, it worked." And it was an amazing trip.
I think for me, what some of the coolest things that we did, and I think what really touched me was worshiping with them. A couple of different opportunities to worship together with them and sing songs of praise to God in a different language, and just being struck by how similar that would be to heaven. This idea of every tribe and tongue being represented in heaven and praising God in their own language. And so we just got a small picture of that with us in our English and them in their Spanish. And we did a couple of songs bilingually where we sang a verse in Spanish and then we sang it in English and back and forth. And it was just a very cool experience to, despite the language barrier, worship the same God. Just every time I've gone away to do missions, it's been an opportunity to broaden my horizons and see God working and moving elsewhere, and to break down that bubble that we get into of being so caught up in what's going on around us and forgetting that God's working and moving in places thousands of miles away in languages that are totally different than what we've got going on, and just being awestruck again by how majestic He is.
My aha moment started when Pastor Rick said, "Here's the peace plan." And I remember that day when he said, "Here's the peace plan." And that was the moment. That was the moment that I said, I gotta go. I don't have a passport. Well, I gotta go. I have a job. I gotta go. And I didn't know how it was gonna happen. And I just turned it over to the Lord, and I said, "Okay, so you gotta make this happen." And so at first I wasn't real excited to share it with everybody. That didn't happen right away, but it started like creeping out a little by a little, and then it was like, it just kind of blossomed to where I just found myself in Argentina with these guys, and it was amazing.
I really think it's just a wonderful opportunity to be stretched, to grow, and to really see God move. And I think that when we come back, it brings us an appreciation for that God is moving. Mike said something, how when you're on a mission, when you're on a peace trip, you're always expecting God to do something. Every day you have this eager expectation. What is God going to do today? And to bring that eager expectation back with you when you come back from the trip, and to live daily here with the eager expectation of God doing something big.